A video surfaced of him with a French Instagram model while he holds a brown object that looks to be some sort of cigar, and next to him a line of white powder that some are inferring is an illegal substance. Both the Giants and the NFL have said they are aware of the video. Nick, what was your reaction when you saw this?
Man, I mean, it's not good for Odell publicly, obviously, right? Like, we don't know, we can't prove when this video came from. I know some people are trying to do Zapruder-esque, looking at the tattoos to figure out the dates of it. I think these are fair assumptions to make. I think this probably happened a few weeks ago when he was in France for Fashion Week. I think that object in his hand is almost assuredly a blunt, a marijuana cigarette. And I think the white powder next to him, it sure to me looks like cocaine. Like, I think those things are what most people see and they assume. Now, I also think most people are not necessarily saying he was doing cocaine. It's not what my thought was. And so people see this and say, this is a terrible look, no matter if it's the off season or not. Now, I will be honest. This is not the type of thing that I've ever been bothered by. This is not the type of thing that I've ever reacted super negatively to. We live in an era now where everyone's got a recording device in their pocket. So because of that, you should be more careful. You should be more cautious. But am I shocked by NFL guys in the offseason maybe smoking some weed? No. Am I shocked by hooking up with, whether it's an Instagram model or whomever, who the person you're hooking up with might do some drugs? No, I'm not shocked by any of that. Do I think any of this affects his ability to help the New York Giants on the football field? No, I don't. But I know he doesn't want this. He doesn't want the back page of the New York Daily News to say, shop Odell now. He doesn't want the Giants to be able to come to him when he is asking for a new deal and talk about, well, can we trust you on this? Can we trust you on that? So I understand why the optics are bad. I don't think this stuff actually matters all that much, but I'm one of the only people that feels that way. I'm sure that the Giants feel differently. I know my partner feels differently. I know you feel differently. I'm an extremist on this stuff. I really am not bothered by this type of stuff.
Well, if you're going to be covering sports, and as long as they have drug testing in sports, it should bother you. Because this is a guy that sat there and told you, I'm trying to be the best. I'm trying to do everything right. This is a guy we talked to multiple times. So you should be disturbed by it, because his actions aren't backing up what he told you. So forget what everyone else is saying. What he actually told you, he's not living up to that. Now, the last time I saw cocaine in a room, I happened to be doing it. It wasn't everyone else. It wasn't me blaming it. So now if I happen to get into a room or something like that, I remove myself from the room because of what could happen to me. This is not good. All right? You being on a video as a professional athlete, I don't know what was rolled in the blunt paper. I don't know what was on the table. I'm not even going to try to validate or make excuses for either one. But there is a thing called image, and it becomes very, very important when you are trying to be the highest paid receiver in the history of the NFL. When you have gone on record to tell the New York Football Giants, I want $20 million. All these things become very important. I met with Odell at the honors with the new head coach. Sherman from Pat Shermer from Minnesota. So everything that he has said does not equate to being on the front page of the Daily News. So the optics in pro sports, and also they do have drug testing in pro sport, it becomes very, very important. Now, from a marketing standpoint, this could be tragic. So for me, I'm not worried about what's going to happen in the NFL, because I do believe if he's not in the drug program, which I believe he is, this will advance him in the program. And as far as Nike, as far as Head and Shoulders, do you think they're going to pay this guy this kind of money when his offseason he ends up being with an Instagram model? I don't care if 99% of all athletes are with an Instagram model and they have cocaine and marijuana. If OBJ wants to be the greatest receiver ever, which he told me, these things will not fly. They will never fly with me. There will never be a day that I'll be cool with it. So this is not good for OBJ. It's not good for the New York Football Giants. And if the Giants didn't entertain some type of trade, then they're not looking at all the options available. Odell brought this on himself. He continues to bring these things on himself, and if you're going to be the best, he's going to have to remove some of these bad things that we have seen be involved and be around his life.
Odell Beckham Jr. had this narrative that he wanted to put together at the end of last season. He had a tough time last season. He had the incident where he lifted his leg in the end zone and then he hurt himself, so he never really had a chance to get back on the field and prove, hey, I want to do something good here. I want to like turn my season around. Like I want to be the guy that warrants a $90 million contract. I want to be the guy that they'll go out and say was the best wide receiver. So work towards that. So I fall somewhere between the two of you. What you want to do in your private time, do what you need to do. I don't care.
No. You can't do what you want to do in your private time.
Listen to me. Because the only thing he said is, this is what I want. What does he want? He wants to get his contract. That's what he wants. He wants to get paid. He's talked about sitting out his OTAs and his training camp, even the preseason, all because of what? Because he wants to get his contract.
Yes.
So go earn your contract. Because you know, he knows that doing this is not going to help him. So why do it if it's so important to you?
I mean, and I'm not justifying the behavior. I'm just being honest with the audience that I am not super bothered by the behavior. Chris's point
Yeah,
that...
do you think it'll affect his career? Forget about you being bothered.
Do I think it would... If the video didn't come out, do I think doing that, do I think smoking some weed in the offseason affects his career? No. I think what could affect his career is
Him being on video. You don't...
No. The video coming out absolutely could.
Because we just made up something. Like, let's talk about what happened.
Look what we actually saw.
Well, fair enough. No, the point that I didn't know what you were asking. If doing that in a vacuum, if those decisions, if we don't find out about them, then do I think they affect his career? No, they affect his career now because we did find out about him. But to me, some of this becomes like, and this is what I was saying, Jenna, before the show, some becomes a little bit circular. Like, why is it bad for Odell? Because we're going to talk about it. Why are we going to talk about it? Because it's bad for him. Like, this is, I get everyone's point that if you're trying to become the highest paid player in the league, you want an untouchable offseason, which is why I would feel this is different than an arrest. I would feel this is different than getting in a fight.
Why this is important, what it shows is inconsistency in his personality. And it also shows that you can't trust him at his word.
Right.
That's what it shows.
Like, how many more
so his
chances?
ability to make money, it affects that. His brand, it affects that. And all those things I know are very, very important to him.
Can I ask you a question? Because I obviously, you and I have spent time with Odell, but you actually know him far better than I do. If Odell were to reach out to you this week, what would you tell him? What advice would you give him?
I'm so disappointed in him. I'm so disappointed, and I expect better from him. It's enough of the excuses. It's time for you to grow up and stop being a little boy. If you want to be a national brand, damn, act like it. If you want someone to pay you the highest paid, the receiver in the history of the game, damn, act like it. All right? Because enough is enough. I'm sick of talking about him and the negative aspects. I can't talk about his releases. I can't talk about him catching the ball in traffic. Why? Because of this. And this matters. Okay? Your image in sports will always matter. And you're in sports. You're not some rapper. All right? You're in the National Football League, and you're under contract with the New York Football Giants. Act like it matters. Because they've had other Giants players along their career, it didn't matter to them, and it affected their arc as far as how great we consider them to be. All right? The greatest Giant ever struggled off the field. Until this day, he still does not have his life under control. And to see another great athlete and to see that happen to them, I will not sit here and act like, oh, this is normal. No, it's not normal. This guy is an unbelievable talent, as talented as anyone that I have ever seen. So I'm disgusted with the whole thing. OBJ, call me, man. Enough of this stupidness.
All right, coming up next.